Alright, what's going on, everybody? Um, it's tough for me to say. I want to talk about some NBA trades that happened, good ones, bad ones. Um, so let's get started. Um, Yesterday, Jazz traded Derrick Williams to the New Jersey Nets. Now, I think the Nets really did this out of desperation because they figured once they didn't get Carmelo Anthony, they had to get the next best thing, which is Darren Williams, who no doubt will, they can build a team around him. And I think the Jazz did this probably as a counter strike against the Knicks because they don't want what happened in Denver with Carmelo to happen to them. So they figured trade him, get Devin Harris. What else did they get? They got Devin Harris, Derek Favors, I think some other people in the that's got Darren Williams, who I think they want to lock up long term. I think his contract ends next year, after that year, when he's an eligible free agent. But I think they want to lock him up long term and really build a team around him. So that still leaves the open door for Chris Paul, who I think ultimately is probably going to go to New York. I wouldn't be shocked if Darren left New Jersey, but I think if New Jersey offers Darren, $100+ million, I think he'll stay there. So I think Chris Paul is probably going to leave the Hornets and go to play with Amari and Carmelo in 2012, most likely. So that happened. So plus for the Nets, I think that was a good move for them. Obviously a good guy to build around, and he's a great point guard, top 5 point guard in the league. So that's that. The other trade I think happened was OJ Mayo going to the Pacers. Not really a big trade, but it was still like a trade. Um, I don't think that really helps them. Mayo's a good player, but what happens with that trade? But um, the big one I wanted to get to was the trade that shocked me that just happened not too long ago. That this happened today. Um, I got a call from one of my buddies, and he's like, "Nick, Perkins and Nate Robinson are gone. They're traded." And I was like, "There's no way that happened. There's no way that Danny Ainge would do that, because the Celtics right now are going good. They had, I think, the best record in the East, the second best record, whatever. You know, the, they're playing really good. Best I've seen in a while. Everyone was healthy. Perk just came back. And he's like, no, he's been traded to the Thunder. And then I'm like, there's no way. So I go on ESPN to look it up, and it turns out this really did happen. This just happened. Perkins and Nate Robinson were traded to the Thunder for Jeff Green and Anand Kristich. Now, I'm I'm still like scratching my head over this. Like, what? Like, this really just happened? Perkins was coming back, and I don't care what anyone says. If we had Perkins last year in the finals in Game 7, we would have won the championship. You can say what you want, but we didn't have Perkins. We were a man down. I think if we had his defense in that fourth quarter, we would have won. I love Nate Robinson. I thought he was a good spark off the bench. His game really changed when he came here. When he played in New York, when he was just taking every shot. And he really started to understand the system. Really got good chemistry with everybody. And Perkins has been here. He's been a great defensive player for us. He was one of the main parts of our defense. And hats off to the Thunder. I mean, you got to give them credit. I was also hearing a trade report that they got Amnazi Mohammed, so that's another big body. You figure Perkins is going to up that defense, and plus you got Serge Ibaka, so you got three big guys now. Everyone said at the beginning of the year the Thunder didn't have the size. Well, I think they have the size now, and now that they've done, they get Perkins, who's going to make that defense 100 times better. Serge Ibaka, Nazi Mohammed. I think the Thunder could come out maybe the 1 seed or the 2nd seed in the West. Because you know LA isn't playing great right now. I don't think they're gonna go back to the finals. I mean, I think the Thunder can get past Dallas, no problem. I mean, they might get past the Spurs if they're lucky. I mean, I'm not taking nothing away from the Spurs, but I mean, the Thunder, they're young. They got a lot of young talent now. They don't have the experience, obviously, but they definitely have the big bodies, which they didn't have at the beginning of the year. You know, but I mean, I've never questioned Danny Ainge. And I thank him for bringing Ray Allen and Perkins. I mean, not Perkins or Garnett. Here and all the rest of the guys they had for those pieces. From when we won the championship back in '07. But I I don't know what Danny Ainge is thinking here. I really hope I'm wrong on this, but I really don't think I'm gonna be wrong. I mean, now you got to put Kristich and Jeff Green, get them into the system, and I'm not taking anything away from those guys. It's just I think we had the perfect team. Not perfect in like every single way, but we had the team to win the championship this year. And you take Perk out of that equation, I don't think the Celtics, you know, they had the chemistry. They had everything going for them. They were the top. They're at the top of the East. And now, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I hope I'm wrong on this, but uh, I mean, it's a really, I think, dumb trade. I don't know why they did this. Maybe it's because Darren Williams went to the Nets, Carmelo went to the Knicks. They figure, Chris Paul's gonna go to the Knicks or something. And they still got Miami and Orlando. But why would you do this trade? Why? Why, Danny Ainge? Why? I love the team that we had. Now, I mean, I'll have to see when they start playing to see if it pays off or not. You know, I just hope I'm wrong. I really do, because I want the Celtics to win another one. So that about covers it. Let me know what you guys think. As a Celtics fan, was this a smart move or a really dumb move by Danny Ainge? Just leave comments, subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'm out. Peace.